Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. And please don't worry, I am not recording a Christmas project towards the end of January. I just realised that I hadn't recorded a tutorial for this box, and this is the December 23 in-person and class in the mail project that we did. It's very similar to another box that I had made, so I didn't feel the need to do a tutorial. However, when I was cleaning up my craft space, or cleaning a bit of my craft space, because I always get distracted with nice things, I found that I still had a kit for this. So I thought, why not change it up? Doesn't have to be for Christmas. And I am going to use the gorgeous Nature's Sweetness Designer Series paper. So I've changed out the paper, and I've also changed out the ribbon, because this iridescent ribbon that we used for the class has retired. So thankfully this beautiful sheer ribbon hasn't, so I'll stick with that. So yeah, let's just crack on and make one for this spare hand cream that I had too, obviously. Okay, so I have basic white card here, and it measures 5.5 by 8. I will put all of the measurements, in fact I'll put a link to this instruction sheet in my blog post. There'll be a link to that blog post in the description for this video. In the meantime, I shall just burnish all these score lines. Okay, so I've got the score line measurements there as well. So just because I've made something for Christmas doesn't mean that you can't reuse it for any other occasion, or no occasion at all, just because. Okay, so I'm going to cut up those score lines at the bottom. I'm hoping you can actually see those there. I'll put that there so you can see it. Although if you do go across to my blog, you'll be able to download the PDF and print it for yourself. I've printed mine on recycled paper, as I do for lots of my own purposes. I try not to print at all if I can, but when I do, I use recycled if it's just for me. If it's for my customers, I give them the good stuff, if I remember to change the printer. Okay, so I've done that along the bottom, and I've changed 2 of the squares into flower pots. Okay, and then I need to cut down at the top, not just to the first, but right the way down to the second horizontal score line. Okay, do that with all of them. And I can take those 2 bits off, and I'll just put a little notch in that. Okay, so this is going to be our lid. That's going to be the side, that's the front, and that's the side. So the bit that's the front, we do not need any of that. So we'll just chop all of that off, just along that score line, like that. And then these 2, I'm going to cut in half, roughly. So, and just do a little notch either side of those, just to take away the bulk when it folds together. Okay, and finally on this last piece, I'm just taking a tiny slither off either side of that one. Oops. Like that. All right. So we now have this bit. Okay, so I just then want to add on my designer series paper, which is gorgeous, and it does seem a shame to cover up the gold foil design on the other side, but I really like the natural look from this piece to go with the kind of natural look of my hand cream. So these ones are all just straightforward. They're popping on with a reasonably even margin between my score lines. So it doesn't actually use up very much of your designer series paper either. So from my 12 by 12 sheet, I chopped off 2 1-inch strips. And I had that and a tiny little bit more off. So 2 inches by 12 inches and you've got the whole thing. So if whatever design of paper you are using has a direction, so if I was using this side, then these words would be upside down, and that's the way I want to put it on there, so that when you turn it around it's the right way. But even easier if you don't have a direction, because it doesn't matter which way round you put it. And again, that should have a relatively even border around it. Okay, ready to assemble. Just add some glue to that side tab there. Fold that over and then fold that across, and it should line up nice and neatly. You could obviously use your bone folder there. And then for the base, I like to put the back one forward and then put a little bit of glue on each of those side tabs there. And then the last one is coming from the front to the back. So you've got a nice rounded edge there. Find my bone folder so that I can just make sure that's nice and secure. And what did I forget to do? I forgot the ribbon, didn't I? It's supposed to go into there. Oh, honestly. So, to remedy that, let me just cut another 1 inch of that spare bit. And try again. If I remember before I upload this video, I will put a warning on so that you don't make the same mistake. Right, so I need my tearing tape, which I've not got down. That's like it. And I'm just going to put a little bit on there. take the backing off with my Take Your Pick tool. And I want to pop that there and that there so that I've just got a little loop like that, just to grab. And what I'll do actually is put another bit of tearing tape over it to hold it down whilst I put that other bit. In fact, I'm going to move that over, it wasn't quite central. Can take that backing off as well, and it will help that other little bit of designer series paper stay on top. If I can get the backing off. Come on. There we go. Right. And ordinarily I would put my glue on the back of my designer series paper, but I know it's the same size as this. I'll put it on that bottom line there. Pop that on top and give it a good press. So it's going to be a little bit more chunky on the top, but I've now got that little loop that I can use to open the lid once the glue is fully dry. I'm actually going to pop that to the side, and I'll just rest that on top so that it dries, and then we can do a little tag even. So as you can see, my original one had Wishing You a Festive Christmas, not appropriate for this one, and just a little bit going through there. So we'll do the same, but just changing the sentiment if I can find the tag I already die cut. So I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. You mean the one that's right in front of you? Oh, honestly. I wonder sometimes, I really do. I bet you were all going, it's there, you stupid woman. So these stamps are from Lovely and Sweet. So just sending a bit of love your way. And it's the first time I've actually used this stamp set. And I'm just going to put a little bit of detail along the bottom there, and like this one, just along the top, like that. That's pretty, like that. One of those days. One of those days. Okay, see if I can do this one better. Here we are. I realised I've still got some on my nail. Right. Okay, that glue should be dry now. Oh dear. Pop in my little gift. Close that. And then I've got some of the Simply Elegant trim. I don't need much of this, so that's going to go through there and then through that loop of the ribbon. Give me enough to tie. Just going to tie that in a knot. Through there. Bring it right the way through. Come on. There we are. I don't want it to be too too long, because the tag's pretty long itself. And then I'm just going to snip that off right at the knot there and kind of pull the knot through so that it's inside the ribbon loop. There we go. There we have it. Just needs a bit of bling, doesn't it? So let me see what we have. Right, so I have some Pebble Path. I'm going to put one of the little ones actually on there. I'll put a medium one up. Medium one. Come on. Up there. And one of the larger ones I'll just put on the box itself. There we go. Nice and simple, quick and easy. If you remember to put your ribbon in before you put your designer series paper on. Cute, and as I say, nice and easy to change it up, just changing a little bit of stamping and your designer series paper. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please do click on that subscribe button. Click on the bell and you'll get notification the next time I upload a tutorial. Until then, please do take care. Bye bye.